Good morning. Namaste. Buenos dias. Welcome to yoga. Find your seat, nice comfortable seat with a tall spine for a moment. Setting our intention and going inside for just a moment. So make sure you have a nice comfortable place to be. Bringing the hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Let the back of the neck lengthen as you take your chin towards your chest. With gratitude, we salute all the great yoga masters, past and present. With joy, we recognize the excellent wisdom teachings of yoga, Ayurveda. With vigor, we dedicate ourselves to self-transforming practice. Find your intention for the morning. What do you need out of your practice this morning? And who or what needs a little extra energy to dedicate your practice to this person or this thing? Letting those thoughts now slip out of your mind, down into your heart. You can bring them back at the end of class. I'm going to chant one Om. If you can join in with me where you are, please do so. Wake up your body, wake up yourself with the eternal, primordial sound of Om. Exhaling the breath out and inhaling to chant. And on your next inhale, letting your eyes flutter open. And take your hands and just a nice big yawn. Open the arms and the hands, just reaching out a little bit to the side. Make some circles with your wrist. Keep leaning a little bit over to the side. Good. Make circles. Continue the circles all the way until your bottom hand touches the floor. And then come all the way up and just lean a little bit over to the other side and make circles, other direction, whatever direction you didn't go in, all the way down. And when your bottom hand makes the floor, take your time. We'll come all the way back up. Good. Reaching the shoulders up, shoulder blades just lifting up, getting close to the ears. And then drop the shoulder blades down the hips, very far away from the ears. Palms are facing one another. And then open the arms up nice and broad. Palms are facing the ceiling. Good. Keeping your whole upper arm exactly how it is. Just take the palms and face the floor. Pronation. Good. Absolutely beautiful. Stretch out through the arms. Good. And then taking the left hand down to the floor, let the right arm reach up. First, just find an even plane, like an airplane. Really press into the floor with the left hand. Good. Come all the way up until the arm is vertical. And then flip the palm to face the left side and take the arm over and just let it rest on your head for a moment. Resist head again. Don't let your head droop. Just keep your head up. Let a little bit of resistance with the right side of the neck. Good. And then bend the left elbow a little bit. Keep the right hip on the floor. Bend the left elbow just until you increase and begin to feel a little stretch between the ribs and the pelvic basket. Just a little bit of a stretch feeling. Good. And then push up, come up, and both arms out to the side. Good. Okay. Right arm down. Find your airplane first and really press into the right hand, reach out through the left hand. Good. Let's take the arm up to vertical. And then flip the palm to face the right side. And then take the arm over. Don't let your neck be compromised. Just draping the arm. Breathe. Make sure you get some nice breath in the rib cage. And then keeping the left hip planted on the floor, the sit bone planted. Slowly bend the right elbow just as much as you can. Feel a little, hopefully, bit of sensation between the ribs and the pelvic basket. Good. Press up, come up, both hands down onto the floor for a moment. And then just gently walk your sternum over to the left. Just the sternum. Bring it back to center. Walk your sternum over to the right. Bring it back to center. Keep your arms really heavy. Sternum to the left. Back to the center. Sternum to the right. Good. Back to the center. Both hands behind you, interlace the fingers, grasp them there, squeeze the knuckles toward the floor. Try to squeeze the palms toward each other. Some of you may be able to actually press the palms into each other. Squeeze, really opening the heart, opening the chest, pull the belly into the spine, lift the pelvic floor. We're going to release the hands and take them up all the way overhead. Interlace the fingers and then flip the palms up toward the ceiling. Good. And then just relax the arms. Let's go ahead and take the right leg for a minute, make some circles with the knee. And then the other direction, circles with the knee. And then just a little bit up, down. And then just leave that leg, left leg, just a few circles. Knee is making circles. Other direction. Good. And a little bit up, down. Great. And then both soles of the feet together. Just pressing in, open up your toes. For those of you who love your toe work, okay, we're going to take the little toes together. Try to do your hands so that they'll copy. Little fingers together, little toes together. Ring finger together, fourth toe. Middle finger, middle toe. Index finger, second toe, and thumb, big toe. Good. Press in completely. Let's peel them apart one time. Thumbs, big toe. Index finger, second toe. Middle finger, third toe. Ring finger, fourth toe. Little finger, little toes. Press and open, 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 open. Feel all the muscles on your shin. Good. And then take your hands around your knees and lift them up together. Good. We're going to come into table pose, okay? So as you find your table for the morning, we're going to build to a pose today. So you may want to go ahead and have with you a chair that's close by and a strap. And we're going to build to dancer pose, okay? So that's where we're headed today at the end of the class, not at the end of the class, but at the end of the asana section. And we don't have to go all the way there, but we're headed there, so we're breaking down the components. So thinking about dancer for just a moment. It's an upright pose. It has a lot of the elements of warrior 3, which we're going to experiment with in a moment. So just leaning over. There's no rotation at the hip. The leg is flexed. We're going to reach back, open our heart and chest. So it has a back bend and a balance over one standing leg, okay? So we're going to work on all of those elements so that when we finally do get up, it'll be comfortable, okay? So finding table. Good. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders, not in front and definitely not behind, okay? Just right underneath the wrist, not the hand. Good. So let's start with arching our spine toward the ceiling, tucking the chin into the chest, getting round. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. And then curl the toes under. Begin to look forward, curling the spine in the opposite direction. You coordinate your breath. Wherever you need the most power, exhale. Wherever you have the most ease, whichever side, inhale. If you'd like, you can exhale with both movements and return back to neutral on your inhale. Make it yours. Don't forget your feet. Perfect. And now we're going down on our forearms, just down on the forearms. Place the hands fully on the floor. So the hands are in pronation. Okay, same thing, cat pose. Tuck the belly in, round the spine. Put the ears somewhere between the shoulders. And then look forward. Let's all move on an exhale and inhale. Back to neutral. Exhale, curl. Inhale, find your neutral. Exhale, curl in the other direction. Inhale, neutral, one more set. Exhale, curl. Inhale, other direction. Exhale, curl, and inhale. Now we're going to stretch our legs out and come down onto our belly, but lift the belly toward the spine. So you have your belly engaged. Stretch out your feet, put the tops of the feet on the floor. Good. So Sphinx pose, just looking forward. Good. And this is where it's really crucial that your elbows are underneath your shoulders in that same alignment that we were trying, okay? Open your hands nice and broad. Lots of space between your little finger and your thumb. Pull the belly in. Take the pubic bone and tailbone down towards your ankles evenly. And make sure your little toes are pressed toward the floor. So there's no rotation in the leg at all, just an extended leg. Then let's go ahead and bend our right leg. Just take it in. Wherever it comes to is perfect. Just bending it, taking it in on its own. Don't use your hand yet. Taking it in as far as it comes. Good. Press through the knee so that you get really long in the leg, long in the hip, long in the spine. Knee pressing toward your left foot. Not really toward the foot, but in the same direction your left foot is going. Flex the right foot. Good. Keep pressing in toward the knee. The knee, my knee is lifted off a little bit. That's good. That's normal. It means everything's active. And then lower knee, leg, and foot. Okay? Now with your left leg. Point the toe. Press through the knee. So your as-is bones, your pelvic basket, the front of the basket is on the floor, but your belly is lifting in, stabilizing your low back. Pubic bone, tailbone headed equally down toward the feet or the foot, but not over to the side. Good. Press into the forearms. Keep lifting. Breathe. And now let's flex the foot. Again, pressing through the knee. Great. And then lower the left leg, top of the feet on the floor, tops of the feet on the floor, thighs on the floor, belly lifts, pelvic floor is lifted into the body. And then wing out your elbows and come down. Feel your low ribs begin to hit the floor. As soon as the low ribs hit, take your hands and arms back behind you like an airplane for a moment. Just lifting through the upper spine. We're going to exhale, forehead or chin to touch. Back of the hand touches the floor. Inhale, lift. Belly, arms, upper chest. Exhale, lower. Forehead or chin, you decide. Inhale, lift. Reach back. Exhale, lower. Lift your belly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. Good. Let's rest for a moment. Turn the cheek to one side. Rest your shoulders. Let your heels rock out to either side. Just rest, belly soft. Take a few breaths. Turn your head to the other side. Good, and then come back to your chin or forehead. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Come up, look forward, a very, very low cobra. And then come back into Sphinx. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. Go ahead and pull in the belly. Great. And now go ahead and bend in the right leg. And you can put your left elbow in the middle of your mat and just cup your chin with your left hand. Then reach back and see if you have any of your left foot, but keep looking forward. Don't look back, nothing of looking forward. Just hold that where it is, no pulling. If you don't reach your foot, just grab your strap, loop it around your foot and just hold. You should feel some extension in your quadricep on the front of the leg. Keep pushing through the knee. Breathe. Belly is lifted. Go ahead and press your left toes down into the floor, the tops of the foot, especially the little toe side. And then see if it can come in a little tiny bit more, maybe a centimeter, and then release. Good, let's switch arms, switch hands, hold your chin, pull in your belly, don't let your belly collapse. Go ahead and bend your left leg, bend it in as far as it comes on its own. Keep yourself looking forward, keep everything forward. Just your left arm reaches back, pulls the ankle. You can keep the foot flexed or pointed, but lift through the leg, just through the leg. So the knee is lifted, most of the leg is off the ground. Just breathing, feeling the experience. Good, and then let's release the foot. Bring both hands in. Go ahead and make a little pillow with your arms and rest your cheek to one side. Let your belly relax, let your heels rock out to either side, just breathe. Gaze your head, take your head to the other side. 2 breaths. And then let's bring our head into neutral, hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under, come back into your table. And I want you to take a very soft and gentle cat pose. So slowly, as if you were moving in slow motion, beginning to arch the spine, press into the hands, tuck the chin in, you're breathing naturally, just breathing into the chest region. Press into the floor, press into the tops of the feet. And then slowly keep pressing into the tops of the feet, begin to peel your chin off your chest, start to gaze forward. Find neutral. Sit bones are headed back to the wall behind you. And then begin to drop your belly in as you gaze up. Feel the tension at the throat. That's really good if you should. And then bring your head back into neutral. Great. And then let's take our left leg into the body and extend it back. I think my chair is in the way. Oh, good. Not quite. Just extend it all the way back. Good. Bend the knee. Flex the foot. Belly in. Pubic bone and tailbone headed evenly out toward the back wall behind you. And 3 tiny little pumps of the foot toward the ceiling, but from the whole left leg. 1, 2, 3. Hold the pump. Press into the floor with your hands. And then release the left leg. Perfect. Good. Right leg, bring it in. And then take it back. Flex the foot, extend the foot back, take it back, reach through the heel, power through the leg. And then bending the right leg. Just taking it wherever it is, flex the foot, pull in the belly, press against the floor with the hands. And then 3 pumps, staying on the third. Tiny pumps. 2, 3. Stay for a moment. Good. And then release the knee. And 1 more cat pose, but slow. Start your curl really, really slowly. As if you were moving through molasses. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Get round. Good. And then begin to gaze forward. We're not going in the other direction. You're looking forward. And then take your hips back to your heels. But keep looking forward. Walk your hands back slowly. And sitting with your sit bones on your heels. Lift the pelvic floor, pull in your belly. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. then one more time, table pose, okay? One more time. Great. So go ahead and extend back your left foot, left leg, whole leg back. Look back, make sure the toe is facing the floor. Bend the knee, lift the leg. And make sure you don't lift your as-is bone, your pelvic basket on the left side, just the leg. So you can look back and see, pelvis is even. And then I want you to slowly go down onto your forearms. Take it slow. Just being in this pose for a moment, breathing. And then work your way back up. Take it slowly. And then release the right leg. Good. Left leg, extend it back. Flex the foot. Flex the knee. Keep the foot flexed. Reach through the knee, pull in the belly. Pelvic floor is lifted toward your head. Just lift the pelvic floor into the belly. Belly lifted. Good. Make sure everything is even in your pelvic basket. You haven't hiked out your right hip, not hiked up. There's no rotation. Slowly making your way down to your forearms. Just taking 4 or 5 breaths here. Press into the floor with your forearms and your hands. Keeping that neutral pelvis. Good. And then slowly make your way back. All the way up, press into the floor, and then release the leg. Good. Curl the toes under. Take your hips back to your heels. This time a little taller. And we're going to make our way up to standing. But let's see if we can do that by passing through our toe balance. Just coming up briefly. Nice and even. Pull your belly in. Thighs are parallel to the floor. Your hands can rest on your legs, or you can bring them into Anjali. And we're going to stay on the ball of the foot as we stand. So we want to stand and stay on the ball of our foot. So take an inhale. And as you exhale, up on the ball of the foot. Walk around on the ball of the foot. Just massaging your kidneys for a bit. Dancer pose is great for kidneys. Great. And then just relax. Excellent. Okay. So hopefully you have a chair or a wall. And you may want a strap. So if you have a strap or a belt or a scarf or anything, you're welcome to grab it. Okay. So I'm going to put the strap around my left foot. No, I'll do my right foot so that you can see it. Okay. So the strap is around my foot. I'd like the strap to be in the other direction underneath. I really want the whole thing to be underneath my foot. Okay. So it's not very comfortable when I'm first standing on it. All right. So the only thing I'm going to do is be far enough away from my chair that when I bend my knee and hold on to the foot, I can come over. And I just want to come over. I have the chair, I have total support, I have my leg in my hand with the strap, and then come back. Okay? So we're going to practice that one more time. Just holding on. You can take the strap all the way up and over and hold it from up here. This sometimes is a little bit more comfortable. Okay? And then when you start to go over, you can just walk your hands up it in a moment. All right, ready to go. So hold on to your chair. Begin to bend the right leg. Just pull the strap a little bit more, and just hinging at the hip. No rotation anywhere whatsoever. No rotation. Breathe, and then come back. Excellent. Let's change feet. Just grab your strap and put it on the other foot. Grab your shawl or whatever you've got. Take your strap. You can rest it over your shoulder if it's long enough. If not, just reach back and grab it. Good. Only far enough away that you can hold on comfortably and hinge at the hip. No moving in any other direction, okay? So now we're going to hinge over our standing right leg, okay? Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, belly to spine, pelvic floor lifts. Begin to lift the leg, then hinge it at the hip, and then just coming over until you're comfortable. Do not open up the left pelvis. Pelvis is facing the floor. Everything is aligned toward the floor. The only thing lifting is the leg and maybe your chest of it. Good. And then begin to release the leg. Come back into standing. Great. Okay. Perfect. You're welcome to do it one more time with the strap. And you're also welcome to try it one time without the strap. Nobody cares, right? You're just doing something that's going to open up all of your pelvic region, stretching the front region, compressing the back region, giving a really nice squeeze to the kidneys, okay? So now I simply have my hands. Good. So take an inhale. And as you exhale, lift the pelvic floor, pull in the belly. Let's just pause. Next inhale, grow up through the spine. And as you exhale, let's come on over, extend the left leg, back and up. Back and up. So first, looking down at the floor, just looking at the floor. And then with your bent elbows, you're going to begin to straighten your arms a little bit and lift and feel a little bit of a back bend. Breathing. Let's come back with our bent elbows. Extend out the left leg and lower it. Perfect. Okay, let's go again. Other side. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, pelvic floor lifts, belly moves in. Inhale, spine lifts, grow an inch or two. On your next exhale, holding onto the chair, coming on over, bend your elbows, pivoting, balancing on your left leg. Flex the foot, and then bend the left knee. Good. Hold that for a moment. And then begin to work with straightening your arms as you add a little bit of a thoracic back bend. Do not sink into your left hip. Keep the femur strong. Good. And slowly bend your elbows, come back into neutral, extend out through the foot, and then lower. And come up. Okay? Great. So now everybody has a chance to do it with the strap, with the chair, or out in the middle of the floor. Right? So if you want to try a little bit, you can hold on to your foot like this, because that will open your thoracic spine and give you that extra little following through with your back bend, okay? So it happens from your thoracic spine. Just holding on to your leg or foot, lifting up through the leg, strengthening the leg and hip, and then slowly beginning to pivot over the standing leg. Take your time. You can also just use the chair and use one leg, but you'll have a tendency to open that hip. Don't open that hip. Hip stays toward the ground. Whatever you're doing is perfect for you today. Let's pause, come back into neutral, and let's do the other side, okay? So as you're ready, or your arms can either be back, they can stay on the chair, whatever you'd like. Like I said, you can use one hand on the chair and one hand on the leg. But if you do that, you're going to have a tendency to open up into a half moon. No, keep the hip closed. Flex the foot or point it, whichever feels best for you. Head on over. Good. Plane. Take your time. Be wherever you are. Find what feels good. Just don't open the hip. And then slowly come out of it, all the way out of it. Find your Tadasana. Find your palm tree pose. Lift the pelvic floor, lift the belly, lift the spine, and then relax muscle to bone. Feel everything release. A standing Shavasana. Breathe. And then on your next inhale, letting your eyes flutter open. Good. We're going to go down through our squat, my favorite pose in the whole wide world. Coming on down, knees and feet in the same direction. Hands into Anjali, elbows inside your legs. Make sure your knees, your feet, your heels are all headed in the same direction. Front forward or side to the side, wherever you are. Good. And then let's open up to the left. Just open nice and big. Open your left shoulder. Open your whole left shoulder. And back into neutral. Feel all the compression in the belly. Breathe into the back ribs. Inhale, open to the right. Nice, big, big opening. And exhale, back into the center. Good. One more time to either side. If you bind, this is a nice time to do it. Just opening up as far as you can get. Thumbs both reaching up. And then dive the thumbs down. Reach all the way around and try to hold on somehow to your right leg. Shoulders opening. Shoulder is open, but it's internally rotated, both sides. Good, and then release back to the center. And now let's go over to the right. And if you want to bind, make some hitchhiking fingers, dive them toward me, down to the floor, all the way back. And then see if you can reach around and hold on to that knee. Good. And then slowly relax, release, let everything go. Good. We're going to make our way down to the floor, nice and slow. Finding yourself sitting on your sit bones and bringing your feet and legs together. Just a little press with your elbows into your knees, spine lifts, get tall, balancing on your sit bones. Good, and then just a little bit of boat pose, okay, to restabilize our low back, everything we were just playing with. So initially, hands behind your knees, no curving of the spine. Lift and open. Find your long spine. So lean back as much as you need to. Lift the pelvic floor, pull the belly to the spine. Breath is in the chest, not high in the chest, right around your breast, okay? And then we're going to bring the shins parallel to the floor. And just be there for a moment. Keep pulling the belly in. Reach through the toes. Toes are pointing, but reaching through the toes. And then let the toes touch the floor. Reach the feet out a little until the feet are fully on the floor. And then pull your belly in towards your thighs. Elbows are bent. And then lengthen and strengthen until your elbows are straight. And again, parallel. You can pull the knees in a little bit more, balancing up on your sit bones. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Good. And then touching the toes again, down to the floor, pull them out, push them out. Pull yourself in, bend the elbows, pull the low ribs in toward the thighs. Your bottom is poking out behind and you're pulling in your lumbar spine, belly's pulling in, everything's pulling in. Good. And then release. Just come into a neutral spot for a moment. Feet are on the floor. Good. Okay, so I'd like for you to lie down with your feet mat width apart, right? With your feet right on the sides of your mat, with yourself lying all the way down. Bent knees, feet on the side. Good. Knees are gently bent. Just rest your hands on your belly for a moment. Notice your low back is toward the floor. Just breathe, don't do anything else. Where's your breath? Find it in your belly, your chest. No controlling it, just find it. And then very slowly, you're going to begin to drop your knees over to the left and arch your back and take your chest a little bit toward the right, head toward the right. Hopefully feeling a lengthening along the right thigh, along the right pelvic basket. Arch the back, gazing a little bit over, kind of towards your right elbow. And then come back into neutral, head toward the ceiling, everything back into neutral. And then drop your knees over toward the left. Begin to look out toward the left so your head and your knees are in the same direction. Arch the spine. Come back to the center and then take both another time or two. And then whenever you've done both, either side, one more time, arch the back, lean, arch the back, lean. Whenever you've done that, come back into your recline pose. Bring your heels close to your hips for a moment. Just bring them close to your hips as you can get them. Nothing else, just bring them close. You're not going to do any other pushing up or being up here. Just bend your knees as much as you can. Good, and then walk the feet out about halfway to straight. Just walk the feet out till your legs are halfway to straight. Put your arms alongside your body. Just put the arms alongside your body. Roll your shoulders down and into the floor. Press the shoulder blades toward the floor. And then slowly just lift your belly to a diagonal line. And then exhale, release. Keep your low back curved. Inhale, lift to a diagonal line. And exhale, release. Keep your low back curved. Don't push it out when you go down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Great. So for those of you who would like to invert, this is the time that you can do your Viparita Karani Mudra. You can do bridge pose. If you do headstand, handstand, any of those as part of your practice, this is the time to take a minute or two with your inversion. For those of you who are not inverting, if you're on your menstrual cycle, or if you have glaucoma, any eye pressure problems, you're not inverting, you can keep your bottom on the floor and just lift your legs. Relax the legs in the socket. Now your low back will go toward the floor. Knees are just soft. So either inverting fully or just legs up. You can place your legs and heels you can place your heels and or legs on the wall if you'd like. This is often called legs up the wall. And then slowly coming out of your inversion, slowly. Just bring yourself out of the inversion. And then as you're ready, finding your Shavasana, just extending both legs out along the floor, finding our corpse pose. But don't feel trapped by your mat. Feel like a starfish. Let your arms, everything can extend beyond. Babaji says, this is the hardest pose. Can you just relax, chill, stop, don't, be. As you begin to find space in the body, just allowing the whole musculature to rest to the bones, to the floor. Finding stillness within. Slowly and gently bringing your awareness into the breath, finding it in the belly or the chest. Letting it deepen a little bit. Rolling the eyes in the sockets in one direction, then the other. Letting the tongue roam the mouth, the back of the teeth, the roof of the mouth. Swishing it along the front of the teeth. And then opening the mouth wide as if you were yawning. Ears snap, crackle, pop. Wriggle your nose, bringing the senses online. Beginning to twinkle the toes, swim the fingers. All of our information comes in through the senses, just bringing them back. Slowly and gently bending the knees, placing the feet on the floor. Deciding how you want to make your way over to one side into embryo pose. All curled up there, safe and secure. Find that C curve to your back. Just chuck your chin into your chest, draw your knees into your chest. Curled up. And then slowly and gently begin to press the floor away. Keep the chin into the chest. Let your head be the very last thing that comes up. Finding your comfortable seat. Once you get to your seat, just be still for a moment. Let everything asana-wise integrate. Just be still. Watch your breath. And then on your next inhale, gently letting your eyes flutter open. Good. So today I want to work with you on a pranayama, breath control that I want you to think about strengthening the lower part of your belly, well, upper part of your belly, really the upper part of your belly, which is the lower part of the rib cage, which is where our diaphragm is attached. So this breath is called Bhastrika. It's often done with some retentions and stuff. We're not going to do that. We're just going to work on the actual practice of the bellows breath, okay? So it does use your abdominal muscles, unlike the Kapalabhati skull shining. The way that I teach it is using a chest breath here. This is, Bhastrika is going to use pulling my abdominal muscles on that exhale in, like a bellows. So it's going to actually push the breath out with my muscles. So I'm going to take my ribs in for the exhale, and I'm going to pull up my diaphragm for that little push of the exhale coming out, right? So I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear me, but maybe, all right? I can always come closer. But I'm going to exhale the breath out, then I'll inhale, and then I'll do one that hopefully you can hear. So I let the belly push out, and then I pull the belly back in. I'm going to come a little closer. I'm going to come where you can actually see my belly for a moment, and not so much me. Well, see if that works. All right. So I'm going to exhale. Inhale. So try it with me. Just try letting the belly fill with the inhale, and like a bellows, exhaling it out. Okay, let's do it together. Just pause for a second. Let's try to do it together for a moment. Good. So regular inhale, exhale it out. Just let it go. Inhale, belly. As soon as it starts to rise, you're welcome to push, push. Inhale. One more, and then just sit with it. Don't do anything, no controlling, no anything, just breathing normally. In your belly or in your chest. your own natural breath. Just feel the benefits, feel the difference, feel the practice. Strengthening our diaphragm, our lung capacity, strengthening our ribs, intercostals, serratus, back body as well. Just being with the feeling of the breath, control, and now not control. Softness into the breath. Beginning to prepare ourselves for meditation. Finding your seat comfortably. If you have to move, do it very softly, gently, very slowly, trying not to move. Keeping the body as still as we would like the mind. Getting in touch with the breath again. Our meditation this morning will be using the mantra So Hum. So Hum. That I am. That I am. You can do English or Sanskrit. So Hum. And that is with a capital T. You are spirit. You are Ishvara. The bowl will ring once to begin our meditation and one more time at the end. We're just going to spend 5 minutes. So allowing your body to relax as the spine lifts up. No control of the breath. The breath is soft, shallow, just enough to sustain you. Eyes can be soft gaze or closed gently. Relax muscle to bone, letting go. So hum. So hum. So hum. As the mind wanders, bring it back. So hum. 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 Gently releasing the mantra, letting go. As you're ready, bringing your hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Take your time. Any merit we may have earned this morning, we lift it up to the welfare of all sentient beings. Remember your intention, remember your offering, pull them out of your heart space back into your head. Think about them for just a moment. Your offering, your intention for the day. And then letting these thoughts slip gently back into your heart, symbolically out of your heart into the very palms of your hands. Then lift them up and let them go off into the universe. Just let go. Bringing the hands very gently back to the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Okay, I'm coming to you for a little talk or a little Q&A or whatever you may be in the mood for. Let me fix this so you can participate. Okay. Before anybody goes, I want to let you know, starting in August, I'm going to do the Tuesday class also in English, because everyone who's coming to my Tuesday class honestly speaks English. So I'm going to go all the way to English also on Tuesdays. So you can come in twice if you'd like, Tuesdays and Thursdays starting for the month of August. Okay. Great. So nice to see you. Tell me how it was for you building to Nataraj, dancer pose. Was that okay? How's everyone doing? How's your back? How's your everything? And you can unmute and talk, promise. Sue, tell me how it go. How'd it go?
I found that one side was much easier than the other side, that I struggled keeping my pelvis square on one side, and yeah.
Amen to that, sister. Amen to that. I'm going to imagine that 99% of us found one side a lot less challenging than the other side. You know, I have my weak hip. Everybody has their weak either hip, knee, leg, ankle, something on that side. You know, back in the day when we first moved to California at the Science Museum in San Jose, we went over and they had this thing where you got in a mirror and they dropped a plumb, you got in the plumb line in the mirror and you put your face right in the very middle and it cut you in half. And then it made two people of what it would be if you had two mirror images. And my goodness, nobody looks like what that is. And my kids, it was like so distinct as well. I mean, so our sides are so different from one another, so very different. And usually our strong side is the side we often hurt, right? Because it compensates all on its own. So we really have to build on that weak side continuously, just building on the weak side. Yeah. Tia?
Yeah, hi Ginger.
Hi, how are you?
Nice, how are you? Thank you for the practice.
You're so welcome.
I have a quick question about using the strap around the foot. How did you place it there around the foot?
That's a great question. I made my loop. Let's see, I can't see me. Let me go where I was for a second, just so I can see that you actually can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I made my loop and then I put it around the back of my foot like that. So it was kind of uncomfortable when I was on the buckle, right? But I had the buckle on the back, toward the back side of the foot, so that when I lifted it up, I had it in the back.
Yes.
Right? So I tried to say that, but obviously I didn't say it well enough. Thank you for reminding me that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So did you feel prepared? Does everybody feel like your back was fine when you did it? Because I really wanted to make sure you were prepared. Antonia, my girl with a back sometimes, how did it feel? You and Maggie.
The beginning for me, Ginger, I thought I was not going to be able to do it because I had so much lower back pain. But because you took it so slowly and I looked towards the position, the pose, I felt great at the end.
That's my goal. That's always my goal, is that you do it so slowly that before you know it, you're doing this beautiful pose that maybe you've never done before, because it was frightening to you to do it because it had that big back bend in it. But yet it's not just the back bend, it's the extension of the leg, it's everything. You know, like when you were on the floor and you could feel your leg extending out through the knee. To me, that's where you really begin to feel the link that the leg has to create, not just jamming it all in a back bend, right?
It's great.
Same feeling too.
Yeah, it's great.
I was worried that it wasn't going to work and that I was going to be in pain, but I was able to do it.
Yay! That just makes me so happy.
Great.
Thank you, Pratibha. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm listening also to some other talks early in the morning. So in August, I'll be able to come more, which I need to do more. This what
Good.
you're doing.
Excellent. Excellent. I look forward to that. And how about the Bhastrika, the breath? Because that is such a good breath right now during COVID for us to strengthen our diaphragm. One of my dear friends has COVID, and
Mhm.
but she's a pranayama person, and it's really her oxygen has not dropped at all below like 92, which is really good with what's happening. So I know it's because she has strong lungs. It's not the lungs don't get strong. The lungs are just the lungs, right? But what gets strong are the muscles around the thoracic cavity, so that you have more power to cough and to push and to do whatever you need to do. So that's why
I
Bhastrika.
have one question.
Yeah.
In the ¿cómo se dice? La exhalación,
Uh-huh.
that touches too.
It's got a little double thing that sometimes you don't hear it, but you hear it on me. I know. It's like I kind of go down and then I go. So you hear it twice because I'm kind of pulling in my ribs initially, and then I pull it up. And that second one's louder than the first one because I'm pushing the last bit of air out, right? So in the first part of the exhale, I push the air, but it didn't come out very forcefully. But the next part, I'm pulling my ribs in, pulling my diaphragm, pushing my diaphragm up back to its relaxed position. And that's where you really hear the air, right?
Okay.
And that practice is often done with some holes at the end, and you do a lot of them, and it can lead to hyperventilation. So I don't want you to do that. If you start to feel dizzy or whatever, of course you have to stop. I mean, and hopefully I only had you do like 8, so hopefully nobody felt very dizzy. But it's a great thing just to build the strength of the diaphragm region. So I encourage us, even if we don't worry about doing it long and doing it with a hold and doing it with a more fancy Bhastrika breath. I just encourage us to do the Bhastrika to really work that area of the diaphragm, right? Just you pull in, you use your muscles down there, and then once you've got them down there, you pull in the belly. So it's like a little 2-part pull. And some people may be strong enough that they can do like a 1-part pull, but I'm not like that. I feel it definitely. It's like a 2-part breath, a 2-part exhale. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, China.
I noticed after doing that pranayama that it felt really balancing, like energetically. So I was wondering what energies are affected with that particular
What prana, the one that around your heart, your chest, the one that's really like the anahat, the heart chakra is the balancing part there. And then it stimulates udana, going up and out, right? Taking everything up and out. So for example, let's just say in these past few days, maybe you've had some people that you wanted to say something to and you just haven't said it because it's like you can't say everything you want to say to people right now, like put your damn mask on, you can't say these things. So when you block that thing that needs to come out because it needs to come out, that udana vayu gets very vitiated, very aggravated, right? So that Bhastrika, that out is very balancing to udana. So like it's good for releasing emotion. It's good for releasing things that you need to say and didn't say, Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Hi, Deb. Bye, Deb. So nice to see you.
Okay. Next time.
Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else? Any other comments? Soham is such a beautiful meditation. It's so simple. Just I am that. You can do the opposite. It's that I am, because hung is I am. Hung. So hung. You can do hung so, or hung sa. Either way, they do it both ways. So I like it in Sanskrit because I feel like there's an internal vibration of Sanskrit that our cells recognize and help us to just go there. It's like Om. I just, Om home. So it's just that feeling that the Sanskrit can awaken up at a cellular level. But I also really love just bringing myself back every time. And I did the repeat every single minute. And isn't it amazing how the mind can go so fast? Did you need me to bring you back at that minute when I said so hung again? So hung. There goes the mind out to fixing breakfast, or where did I put my car yesterday, or like everything just goes everywhere, right? In that 1 minute, it's amazing. So I just recalled us to so hum every minute. It just reminds me of Ram Dass saying, "Be here now." The mind is just. And it's our recording faculty. So all that part of our mind does is bring back memories and project them forward. Who needs that? So it's trying to kind of withdraw the senses, get the senses offline for a little while and just kind of relax into it. I always try to think of myself as just like completely surrendering. When I was young, my grandfather took me to a tent revival, and the preacher was up there. So this is in the South, right? And the preacher's there. Fall back, children, in the hands of the Lord. Fall back. I want you to fall back in the hands of the Lord. And I just went, plunk. I totally fell back, hit my head on the folding chair, flat on the floor, woke up, and my grandfather's standing over me. They call me Jin Jan, right? Ginger Ann, how are what? And I said, oh my God, I was little, I was like 4 or 5. I don't know what I said, but what he said, I will never forget. I think I said something like, he said that God would pick me up, and he said God would do that. I could do that, and he said, God thinks you have more sense than that. I have used that many times when I'm on a bus down here back in the day before I had a car, and I'm on a bus and it's going full speed, and the driver is driving like a maniac and has probably been drinking, and I would want to get off the bus, and somebody would say, no, just have faith. And I said, God thinks I have more sense than that. I'm getting off the bus. Stop the bus. Which I did. I got off the bus and get the next bus, right? So just to remind us how the mind is, right? It just, we need to surrender completely, but be in a place where you can actually let go, right? Because sometimes you're in a place where you think you need to surrender completely and you do not. You need to fight back. So just remind ourselves that. Yeah. Okay, well, it's time. So starting next week, just Tuesdays as well as Thursdays in English, because we really, at the Tuesday class, a lot of you are right here, and I know you all speak English and at least can hobble through. So I know that, like, I've had sometimes less than 10 on Tuesdays. So, and then I have you guys on Thursdays. I feel like I'm going to try that. And if it doesn't go, I may even add one more class in the week on a Wednesday in Spanish. So.
Okay. Thursday the 6th is your birthday. Are we going to do it?
It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Yeah. So we'll have a birthday class. Yes.
Yeah.
Yay. 7-0.
Woo!
Who could have thought it? My kids were coming. It was going to be a big old party down here. I had friends coming from Tennessee, friends come. So
wow.
I guess after class, I'll put on just Zoom and let people come in and out all day long.
That's a good idea.
Okay, everyone. Beautiful to see you. Thanks for joining me for practice. Much love. Have a wonderful day.